Alright, and we're back with Game 3 of Reason Gaming taking on REXXARS. The series is tied 1-1, which I did just... Damn it! Sorry, I forgot to actually export the thing, and that means that it's wrong. There we go, I fixed it. Everything's fine. So, Game 3.
What time are you at, by the way, in replay?
Oh. 32, 33, 54,
Okay.
55, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Let's interview Priceless about now. Okay, we can interview Priceless. Do I have Priceless on my Skype?
I don't have Priceless.
Let me see if I have Priceless.
I'm at 50 right now. 1.
Yeah, 50,
2.
51. You're about a second ahead. It's fine.
Okay.
Ugh, I don't have Priceless on my Skype, so can't interview Priceless. Sorry. We could interview him about the fact that he doesn't follow this channel and why he hates humanity and apparently everybody. But
Yeah. Very serious, you know.
to be fair, I don't really want to give the platform to somebody that's not going to follow the channel. Just saying.
It's true. I mean, it's very important that you just, you know, show your support for Quincy and what he's doing because no one else is doing it. And Quincy is not
God
getting
damn
paid
it.
for this. He's doing
Would you-
it purely out of his own interest.
Would
So,
somebody else please start doing it? I enjoy doing it, but I really don't want to have to cast every single goddamn game. And be really appreciative if somebody else would start streaming. Shorkan, what are you doing? You're here, I guess.
my
That's-
computer sucks. Yeah. What you want,
That's fair.
bro?
Dude, you streamed before. You're fine. All right.
No one wants to see my ugly face. Anyways,
You
there's
don't
some
have
pics
to- I
happening.
don't have a webcam.
Hey,
Anyway,
if I'm
yeah,
gonna
there's some
stream,
pics
my
happening.
face is gonna be in it.
Parasite. It's fair. Parasite and Ophelia are gonna get banned out by Reason Gaming. Puppet Master and Behemoth taken out by Rocky Balboa on the REXXARS side. So, see if Reason can turn that momentum from Game 2 into a series victory, come back from the 0-1 deficit, or if REXXARS will find some of their Game 1 magic once again, get back on there from the Hellborn. They seem to work very well before, so we'll see. Anyway, Swiftblade, Magnus, and Dr. Pulse are the first 3 picks for the Legion, Empath, Kraken, and Pharaoh for the Hellborn side, so lots of gank on that Hellborn team, and some pretty serious greed for Reason Gaming on their picks.
Well, yeah, I don't like having both Swiftblade and Doctor in the same team,
Yeah.
but I mean, at the same time, Swiftblade and Doctor, there's not much better late game you can ask for. Like, Doctor Repulsor is really strong right now, and I absolutely hate that hero with a passion. I want that hero to be nerfed, but it's not going to happen because apparently they don't want to nerf him. I just think it's a stupid hero being able to ulti in and out of fights with good initiation while still being able to hard carry and have a lot of mana left. But maybe that's just me.
Well, that is probably just you.
Probably.
Because really,
But
you know.
interestingly enough, Hellborn did not pick it up. Does Big Arlong play it, do you think?
I don't know. Sorry, I don't even know what you're
Like-
talking about. I was paying attention to something else.
Isn't that like all casts, though?
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Dr. Repulsor.
Oh.
How-
Big
Dr.
Arlong
Repulsor.
definitely plays Dr. Repulsor. Big Arlong plays a lot of Dr. Repulsor.
So why didn't they go for the Kraken first pick, second pick Dr. Repulsor? It makes a lot more sense in my eyes, especially because Pharaoh isn't really a hero that's going to be banned in the second stages of bans unless Imberboy really feels the need to, which I don't think he does with both a Magnus, Swiftblade, and a Dr. Repulsor. You know what I mean?
I would say that they didn't go for that because they had to pick the Empath to counter the Swiftblade. If they go for the Doctor, second pick of the Kraken, then there's a good chance that Legion will take the Kraken, especially because it combos well with Magnus and Swiftblade. And so they felt like they had to take the other Strength Initiator because then they don't have Magnus or Kraken. And Empath Doctor is a good combo, and it's nice to have Empath against Swiftblade and also not give it to the Legion team, but I'm actually not that upset about the way they drafted it and stuff. I think that's more or less fine.
Except
The
for
Pharaoh's-
Pharaoh.
Yeah, the Pharaoh's a little weird, but Pharaoh Kraken's a solid combo.
Like, I mean, I don't know if Reason's going to do it, but Prisoner is such a strong hero against the Legion team. Holy shit.
Yeah. And it would
Like-
also prevent them from getting the Shackle to stop Doctor as well. And Magnus, for that matter.
I don't know why Imberboy did not ban Prisoner, because that is the perfect hero right now.
Yep.
I mean, they do already have Pharaoh and Kraken, so that kind of ruins that dream for me, but
That's true.
yeah, that makes me kind of sad. But Prisoner is, like,
Engineer.
insane.
Really, what it makes me do is question why they picked Pharaoh over the Prisoner. Because they already had the Magnus and Doctor, so... Yeah, that's a really good point.
Kraken could potentially go for the Suicide Kraken, or they could even tri-lane with the Prisoner, which isn't a crazy idea because Embryo usually plays the Swiftblade in middle, or Zane plays it Suicide because you never see Imberboy playing it.
Right.
Imberboy is going to be playing Doctor, and what you notice a lot when playing against Reason, if Imberboy does not get a really good start, or a decent start at least, like if he gets completely stomped into the ground in the laning phase, then usually Reason does not have the same momentum as they do when Imberboy does have that farm. I mean, Zane might be 400 GPM and they could, you know, get out of it,
Right.
but Imberboy is really core to their team.
Yeah. More so than... I mean, it's very much like Willowkeeper in that sense. I mean, you look at a team like Sync, and they're good because if you shut down Flens, then Mickey and Keizu will beat you. If you shut down Mickey, then Keizu and Flens will beat you, and etc. But yeah, it seems like Reason are a lot more built like Willowkeeper in that manner, where if you shut down Balthazar on tree, Willowkeeper has a lot of problems winning games, and Reason do a lot to make sure that Imberboy gets a lot of farms. So if you address that, then hey, it's the same the way that RMR lost today. Address the Pingu.
Yeah, I guess. But with RMR, it was also slightly different because cookies can be dangerous.
For other reasons. But
yeah,
anyway,
for other reasons.
I gotta say, I really like this Legion draft against what the Hellborn have. Like, what are Kraken and Pharaoh gonna do against Magnus, Rally, and Dr. Repulsor? Like, Kraken ult's not gonna matter, and Pharaoh walls are not gonna matter.
Yeah. To a certain extent, like, Kraken does do a bit to Swiftblade because the ult, of course, goes through the
Superiors,
spin. Yeah, superior, but it's not enough.
Yeah, and it's only gonna work.
And Malakin is gonna get kited. Like, looking at the Legion drafts, Pyromancer is the only one without like an escape, because I would say that Swiftblade spin is an escape, in a way, you know. And then there's Rally and Magnus. Magnus evasive, like a crazy evasive hero. Then there's Dr. Repulsor. Fuck that hero. And then there's you know, the Rally with the Compel. So Pyromancer is literally the only one who doesn't have that type of movement ability.
And it's not like he's a core,
and it doesn't really matter because he's full supporting.
Right. And for that matter, it's Pyro, so as long as he gets like 2 of his 3 spells off, he's pretty much done his job. Like, he's just a bursty support. It's not like he has to stay alive in these team fights. He's not Rhapsody.
Yeah. Like, if he can get his stun and wave off on like Engineer or support. I'm just gonna say support because I don't even need to say empath because, like, they're is it mutually inclusive?
I guess.
Yes.
They are equal. They are one and the same. Anyway, so I feel like, you know, what's Kraken and Pharaoh gonna do in this game? I just don't know. I like the Engie pick a lot though for that reason. It's gonna stop their mobility in and out of these spells. So that's
why
gonna
not pick a Flux then?
Yeah, I mean, well, because I think Engie feels gonna do more for them. They really need the silence and stuff.
Yeah, but like Flux would be a better hero than Pharaoh, and especially because Pharaoh is soloing top. Also, Prisoner works really well with an Engineer. You just hook people through the field and they get gimped. They just get wrecked. Like, I've seen it multiple times when me and Slasky do it. Like, I play the semi-support Engineer, and then Slasky manages to hook him through 2 of my fences of the ultimate. And Magnus, look at Nier.
I mean, I think there's about 6 different ways in which this Pharaoh pick is bad.
I think Pharaoh is such a, like, a niche hero.
Yeah, there's some lineups where he's really, really valuable, and he can be incredibly disruptive in teamfights, especially because he just doesn't need all that much farm to be annoying as hell. But even in this game, if he doesn't get farm and he's annoying, he doesn't have that same potential to just aggravate the crowd. Yeah, Magnus. Yeah, empath. There's no way he's going that. So it's gonna be a tri-lane versus tri-lane down here. Support gonna fall, and actually Engineer could be in some trouble as well. Magnus taking a mana pot. He's gonna have a stun back in a second. Malakin has sword throw available. They're gonna see 1 stun. We'll see if they can get another one. Yep, Pyromancer's there, and sword throw. Oh no, it's not gonna happen. Imberboy with the double tap, and that's not what you want.
to say the least.
So we were talking about before about how you gotta shut down Imba Boy. That's not shutting down Imba Boy.
This is not the way to do it. Malikan is not a tri-lane hero. I'd say Dr. Repulsor is better in a tri-lane. One, because he's ranged, and two, because
Ow.
fuck that hero. That's gonna be my sentiment throughout the entire game. And here's the stun from Pyromancer onto the like Pharaoh.
Okay, so now Pharaoh's a tri-lane hero. This makes no sense to me.
I am.
I mean, the problem is, again, it
okay,
keeps,
big
it
catch
keeps going.
there,
Alright, that's
but...
fine. Doctor's dead. That's one. We'll see if they can actually survive this, though, because Pharaoh's definitely going to fall. And actually, Magmus only hitting one person Lava
Engineer.
Surge, but Engineer's probably still going to die. No.
No.
Magmus doesn't have the catch because he... That was actually bad. They really should have had the second kill right there. Empath's going to drop the wall and kill Shaoli, so support with a nicely placed wall. Going to take a treat as well. Dr. Repulsor looking for the Empath. Going to find it thanks to the flying vision from his magnetic contraption. And now Engineer with the excellently placed turret will be able to get on out of there. And that'll be it, so...
Why does his Q give him that flying vision? That would be one thing that I'd like to nerf.
Because
if he had
it
that,
does.
if he didn't have that, it would be like, it would make the hero a lot less OP when ganking, or in these early engagements. But you know, who am I to judge? I'm just a noob little semi-support player for number 16, apparently. Right?
I thought you guys were 8th. Yeah, pretty sure you're 8th. Top lane, they've rotated Malikan.
Just got 6th.
Oh, right, in the last cycle. I thought you were talking about power rankings.
Oh, no. And is Pyro gonna get out? It doesn't look like
no,
it.
the wall
Oh,
is there, and the stun is going to successfully go through. So they managed to kill Priceless on that Pyromancer.
So,
Rally will get
you know,
out just
REXXARS, they are showing a lot of, like, they want to win this really badly, but I think it might have already been too late. Like, Dr. Repulsor, 570 GPM compared to Malikan with 250.
I mean, that's not going to maintain, but the early lead that it's going to give him, especially for hero, actually, in bottom lane, Pharaoh going to get the walls off. That's going to push Doctor away, and he might survive as a result. Yeah, he'll be just fine. And Doctor's real problem, obviously, is that early laning phase. Before he hits level 6, he can be very easily ganked. But with
he's very easily ganked, but he does a lot of damage. Like, level 1 magnetic contraption does 140 damage, which is
a lot.
One of the highest. I think that's the highest of any level 1 skill. Well, a Luna Power Throw, 150. Then there's, what else? Sulphurous Q, I guess?
I don't know. But
the fact that he's got...
Yeah, but that's damage over time, too.
Yeah.
So that's less helpful.
And
the fact that Doctor has Steam Boots right now is basically to prevent him from having that poor laning phase, and he's going to continue support from his support heroes. So, anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention, something I can't... Oh, right. Okay, let's just keep piling on this Pharaoh pick, because it seems to have worked out before, and actually they're going to be able to jump in once again. The walls go off, and there's a Dragon Fire Stun from the Pyromancer. No way Yellow Train surviving this one. Opposite charges help clean up that kill, and Nier, in fact, gets the last hit for it. So they have a dual support lineup on the Hellborn side, and 2 solo heroes, because you really can't dual lane Pharaoh, and you really can't dual lane Kraken. You can, but it's not a good idea. Like, they work so much better in solo lanes, they don't need a dual lane, and it's better to allocate your resources elsewhere. So that means tri-lane, but then, like, Malikan can be dual lane, sure, but as you said before, it's just not that good a tri-lane hero. So, what
like,
was
he needs
their
his levels
plan?
to deal damage.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, they could have started off with Pharaoh at the start, and Pharaoh can be really disruptive in the tri-lane. He can catch someone like
Kraken
he did catch
is gonna take the Swiftblade Wisp. I mean, I should have released Kraken right onto Bray's head, but it's not gonna be enough, so that's interesting.
I kind of like how Reason plays Swiftblade mid, because it's very difficult to gank him because of the spin, and Embre shows that he can play it really well, and I mean, the hero is just gonna kill you at level 6. Kraken, tanky hero? No, doesn't matter.
He just dies. It is weird, though, as well. I would have expected Zane to be playing this Swiftblade and to have the rally on Bray.
Embre always plays it. Embre always plays it.
No, Zane definitely plays Swiftblade.
Yeah, but Embre always plays it. I don't know... I've seen Embre play a lot of Swiftblade in scrims and whatever.
I can guarantee you that Zane has played Swiftblade on multiple occasions, and I think Imboy's done it as well.
I think it didn't go very well when Imboy did it,
That's
though.
possible. Illusion in the bottom lane will be controlled by Doctor. He's level 5, has picked up a bottle on top of his Steam Boots.
I don't know why he picked up a bottle. I don't know why he didn't give it to Pyromancer or
Yeah.
Magnus either. Because he missed out on a couple last hits. I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but efficiency, you know, for
Yeah.
efficiency's sake.
Okay. Apparently, according to Priceless and
Mid.
chat, they both play it. Yeah. Break could be in some trouble here. Gonna take the stun from the Essence Link. Will be charged into the cliff as well, but he's just gonna start spinning now. There's some TP support coming from his team, and that's gonna be the end of the engagement for the Hellborn side as they don't kill Swiftblade. They don't really drop too much in that, but is YOLO Train a virgin because his team keeps sacrificing him to the other team like
Yeah. Like a demonic sacrifice for the demons that are Reason.
Twitch chat
Or
number
everywhere.
1.
Twitch that.
That's not bad at all.
Anyways,
Yeah.
talking about how Pharaoh was a bad pick in this game, look at his GPM.
He has 125. Now, in your
Well, I mean-
expert opinion, as the co-caster and the insight here from the competitive scene, is that
Empath.
good? Yeah, Empath, what's your plan here, buddy? You're like diving past this Magnus, and like, okay. I guess he's not really going to pay for it. Actually, they're going to miss the keg stun thanks to the mummy wall, so that wasn't the greatest. Now, YOLO Train taking some tower damage. Looks like Nier will be able to be just fine. Gets pulled back in on Balboa. Nier finally dies, but actually Doctor hits 6 as a result of that kill. Gonna get the kill on YOLO Train. Support trying to run away, but the Capel is right in his face, and that's going to be 3 kills for the Legion side as they lose just the Magnus. Boy picking up another double tap, because why not?
Because
Feeding
he
him
didn't
more
have enough
kills.
farm already.
Well, yeah, feeding him
And-
more kills is going to be fine.
Yeah, sure. But, okay, that GPM on a Pharaoh, I don't think it's preferred.
Right. Priceless. Well played. What was I gonna say? It was something, and it had mild value, but apparently it couldn't have been that important because I completely forgot what it was.
Usually
That's not
happens to be
great.
important things you want to say.
Yeah.
But, look at the 3 heroes on the Hellborn side. They decided it was a good idea to, you know, at least share a farm. Like, you have the Pharaoh and the NG and the Empath, they're thinking, okay, we're all going to get the same farm. And then you have the Kraken and the Malikan
Right.
going, yeah, we should also, you know, share that. It's just we have a little bit more, so we're going to have about the same farm at 330, you know. I'm sure that that's what they were thinking of.
Well,
That's the only reason why they have such low GPM.
I
Because
think
they
they're-
can't keep up everyone at 300.
I
That's-
think they're basically communists. So, what we have here is
Yeah.
the peasant class in Balboa support and YOLO Train, who are all equal. And then there's like the political class and the ruling class in Arlong and Plictisset who have more, but they're also equal. Anyway, middle lane. They're gonna drop the
Swiftblade.
release of Kraken right on a Swiftblade's head. Superior magic stun there, not gonna last long enough to get a kill. It's a counter onto Pharaoh real easy. Swiftblade can be able to get out of here, no problem, as Balboa also sacrifices his life. The TP support there from Reason Gaming is fantastic. And they
The bait.
take out a couple of heroes on the Hellborn side. 11 to 4 hero kill advantage. Sub 10 minutes, we're about a 5k gold and 4k experience lead. And Kraken,
Here, actually-
what a charge from Kraken. We'll actually get the splash and torrent onto Rally. Lots of teleports coming in as well. Sword throw is there, and Rally gonna run away. Gets the nuke on him, but there's really no chance of them catching him at this point. Zane just leaving.
And, you know, talking about your,
Well, and now all of a
Communist
sudden
fast
Arlong
and
is
Malikan.
here. And he's going to try to get away. Actually, he's going to be alright. No, he's not. Possession. That's physical armor, not magical armor. Zane, he's somehow still alive. No, he's finally going to drop to the Tormented Soul. YOLO Train picking something up. But there goes Plictisset on the Kraken. As Boy is in. He's out of mana. It doesn't matter. Empath also going to fall. Mummywell's actually with pretty solid placement. We'll see if YOLO Train can get out of this. The Hellfire doesn't really do too much for you if you're not going to be next to somebody, but Pyromancer knows what's up. He's got a haste rune. Last auto attack finishes him off, and all of a sudden, Priceless could be in a lot of trouble as he is looking for something, but he doesn't have a stun, and he's going to get chased down and killed pretty easily. So, oh, God, misses!
Oh,
That was
no,
like
no,
3
that
misses.
1 HP
And-
with the fervor.
And Magnus doesn't
Nier
have a
is
stun.
angry.
Is he going to get
Nier's
countered?
mad.
And yes!
And the wall, no! The wall!
Support, I'm disappointed.
I'm so disappointed in support. That was a kill.
That was hilarious.
Like, he had 4 stacks of fervor on him,
Yeah.
but it was level 1 fervor. So he literally had 1 HP with when he had 4 magic damage a second on him. For about like 4 or 5 seconds. I was just like, oh no. Oh no.
Those uphill
How?
misses. Such sad times.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways.
support, you're dead. No, actually he's not. He gets the wall off and manages to get away from Swiftblade. Meanwhile, Malikan looking to counter onto this, but Bracer's like, yeah, you can't kill me. So I'm going to get some TP support in, and we'll see who that is. It's Rally. He does not have a portal key yet because he's a noob.
No, that ward by support, scouting it out, making sure that he won't be in any danger. And Doctor, Icon, you know,
well,
casually
look,
bottled.
it's 11 and a half minutes in, man. Really? You didn't expect him not to have an icon?
If you didn't have Nullstone and Demonic by this time, then you're doing something wrong.
Right.
But who likes to talk? I don't
500 GPM easy.
Yeah, Quincy knows what's up.
Right. Zane taking a sword through on the top lane. It's going to be a little bit annoying, but he'll be able to successfully defend this tower, no problem. And
well, this game has gotten a lot more active than the previous games.
Yes, it certainly has. Thanks to REXXARS continuously feeding.
Yeah.
You think we should interview YOLO Train again after this game?
Who?
You think we should interview YOLO Train again after this game?
I think so.
Be,
I'll ask him.
have his thoughts on that Pharaoh pick, which... Okay, it's not all about the Pharaoh pick, like, they lost a bunch of lanes too, but...
No, it's all about the Pharaoh pick.
It's still a pretty bad
No, it's
pick.
literally all because of
I don't think it's all the Pharaoh pick. Like, Swiftblade got too much middle. Yeah, it's hard for Kraken to shut him down, but Swiftblade's a 400 GPM. Like, that's a bit of an issue. Bottom lane tier 1 tower does get taken out. They're also stealing the Ancients here. I don't know really why they're triple stacks.
And at the side of Engineer.
Hell yeah.
Why not? Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Double support combo. And
Invis
Doctor Repulsor.
Well, actually gets hit by the Wrath of the Pharaoh! Oh my god! YOLO Train has to be so mad about that. Yeah, and they're going to be able to finish off the Kraken as Magnus is there with the Lava Surge. Malikan trying to run away off to the side here, but he's going to get caught and possibly kill. Pops the possession and the sword throw, but Nier has the angle on the stun. Swift Slasher there as well. Stun actually hits the Bray at the end. You can try to teleport out as support and YOLO Train both die. Bray finally does take a death. Release the Kraken, gonna finish off Nier. Charge into the side, but Imba Boy has that icon of the Gift of the Goddess going, and he's gonna man up and say, I do not care about your crap. Zane could be in some trouble, but no, he's fine, and they're actually gonna back off.
Why didn't they man up? Why didn't they man up? Man up. Oh, there we go. It's happening. It's happening!
Yeah, there it is, and Rocky Balboa, can you get out of this one? Okay, good. He got a little bit closer to getting out of that than I thought. And meanwhile, Zane gonna be the counter as Kraken in a lot of trouble is not gonna fall. He gets pushed away by the mummy walls, and all of a sudden, Imboy out of mana is getting hit by the Hellfire right here. As the wall is there as well, gets over it, but that's gonna cost all of his mana. And Imboy finally taking the death. 8-2 and 11 on this. This Doctor Repulsor.
322.
I don't get it.
The Legion have overrun a
I don't get it.
FOB.
What's 322?
Well, we can ask that to YOLO Train once he joins.
After
Accepted
the post
interview invitation, and will be joining us after this game. We should probably also invite TPS Priceless.
This game,
at
man.
point.
Well, I need Priceless to Skype then. I don't have it. Anyway, and you're gonna get caught out by Kraken here in charge, but actually the stun didn't go off. Dragon Fire onto Kraken as Charlie wants to get out of this, but he could get chased down and killed. Possession, figurative effect did not go to him, and he's gonna leave. Yeah, Imba Boy is here, coming all in. Word of Sight will spot him out, but he can kind of jump pretty far. He gets countered with the Kraken charge, and he's actually going to die right here before anything can happen. But meantime, Bray spinning onto 2 heroes, in fact. Dusty Revelation gets popped, and Swift Slash is unavailable for 10 more seconds. There's the Compel and Lava Surge at different times. Actually, Seismic Slam stopped by the Wrath of the Pharaoh. They managed to kill Balboa on that Engineer. Seismic Slam finally goes through. Seismic Slam, or Release Kraken hits 2. Off to the side, they will be able to finish off Priceless. Swift Slash is there. Not going to finish by Eruption, doing a lot of damage. And YOLO Train trying to get out of here with the Hellfire active. It's not going to be sufficient. Meantime, support, the only one left alive, as Malikan actually buys back. My suspicion is support's not getting out of this, even with the Essence Link. And Malikan's like, I want more. I don't really know why.
And Zane is also like, I want more.
Yeah, Zane's like, alright, you want more? Here it is.
Yeah, here it is.
It's a 1 versus 3. So, that's not
Zane,
great. Yeah? I don't think
Creepy as ever.
I don't think he's got this to kill Balboa. KNX not actually gonna miss. It does hit
Oh,
Imboboy in the back
Imboboy!
end, and there's the energy field. It's not gonna matter. Balboa ends up falling. Zane could die to the. He's gonna die to the tower. No, he's not.
No.
All right, Imboboy eating
Okay,
the
I'm
last
just
couple
gonna
of
go ahead and
attacks.
say Rocky Balboa is psychic and knew exactly where Boy was landing.
Clearly. Oh, rocket! Did it miss? Yeah, it already went
Way
through.
too short.
It missed.
Because the PK
Yeah.
picked up by Rally.
I am
And
disappointed.
Brad actually trying to
Overrun a
dodge a
Hellborn FOB.
rocket, the North Rift. But you know, he don't know anything. He don't got
don't.
God vision.
So, Reason Gaming, well in control of this one. And after game one went the way of REXXARS, they have since looked much, much better. Much more like the team that we're used to seeing. And REXXARS just sort of lost something. I think their drafts have been a little bit iffy in the last two games, but they really just haven't played all that well in this one either.
I mean, they did lose their drafter with the roster changes.
That's true, but I mean, like, Rocky did a good job in game one.
Well,
I didn't really
think
have an
Reason just
issue
did
with
a
this.
job, to be honest.
Can both be true? I mean, yeah, Reason's draft wasn't great, but anyway, they're going to be able to catch Balboa once again, so stop dying, please, because the feed is real.
Anyways, I would have liked to see Imboboy just go for a Grimoire,
The Legion
because it's
have
fun.
overrun a Hellborn FOB.
And it makes him actually deal a lot more damage
That's true.
with the ulti and stuff. Like, I think people underestimate it, but like the Hellflower, I don't really like it, to be honest. Grimoire gives quite some mana regen as well, and
The Hellborn have
It
overrun a Legion FOB.
gives you that DOT of 35 true damage a second, which shouldn't be underestimated at all. I mean, you would get it late.
Hellborn going to try to defend their tower here. Balboa dies right off the bat. There goes Flickdis's Blade Strike, finishes him off, and Yolo Train also going to fall. Things going real bad, real fast here for REXXARS. No buybacks coming through. Big Arlong has one available, but he's the only one, and he's also not dead, so it's not going to be very
That's not
effective.
gonna help. And now he doesn't have a buyback because he decided to get his Whispering Helm. Oh,
He does.
no, he's getting the Helm of the Victim.
He still has a buyback.
Does he?
Picked up a helm. I think it's part of his Sanitarius. He already has the helm with the victim. Yeah, and he's going to get jumped on, actually. Swift Slash not doing all that much. He's going to get out of there somehow. As Empath is inside. Magma Stun does not connect. Armor did a lot, and the Swift Slash I don't think hit him very much. The Creep Wave was there. Engineer easily dead. Near finally gets picked off as they drop a Ward of Rev. They finish off a tier 3 tower right here, but they don't get the racks, and they're actually going to chase the Legion side out of base. So, comeback? Incoming? Probably.
Yeah,
That's probably what's
totally.
gonna happen.
18k down.
It's fine.
What
got this.
is it? MSI comeback? MSI comeback?
That was a really nice jump from Imboboy there. Stopped the stun from the Empath Essence Link. He's trying to get out of this, and yeah, in fact, they want to re-engage here on the Legion side. Zane, you're kind of low. Maybe you don't want to fight this so much. Bray gonna drop the release of Bray gonna get released on. Empath Eruption is there on to 4 heroes. There's the compel, and everybody dying. Zane does fall, but they pick off 4 more heroes on the Hellborn side, and that's going to be the concede vote, I think, and the GG start coming out. Yeah, so game 3 going to go the way of Reason Gaming once again. So after that iffy game 1 went pretty easy in games 2 and 3, and as a result, they will be moving on to the winners bracket semifinals to play. Who did they play? Tree? Yeah, we're going to play Tree. And REXXARS dropping to the loser bracket round 1, where they will face Dawn and potentially demotion back to Gold Division. So at some point, I will probably cover that series as well, but it's not going to be today because I'm hungry as hell and I'm about done. But final thoughts on that game series, Shorkan?
The draft.
Yep.
Like, it really comes down to the draft and the fact that their tri-lane was pathetic and Nero did a really sneaky move at the start of that. Hiding and then coming from behind. He was lucky that support didn't actually place a ward in the side, which is a very common ward spot, especially when you're tri-laning. So it was kind of lucky, but at the same time, sneaky. And here's Yolo Train.
All right, one second. Let me. All right, so that's going to do it for this game. I'll stop it.